There's some big blowdown in here. Oh no, there's a big orange triangle over there, but there's nothing over here. Well, that last bit got a little deep. Good morning. Welcome on an overnight trip to Lake Monowai in Fiordland. We're still down here in Southland. I'm going to be here for about another week, a little over a week, and wanted to get one more hike in before I head back up north to Hastings. And so Fiordland sounds really cool to hike in and camp in. Of course, I'm just like over the border in Fiordland, but Lake Monowai looks like a really nice place. So this kind of trip is just an overnighter. It's not a long day. I think I've got about 10 kilometers in, 10 kilometers back out. But it's a little bit different for me. Number one, I'm using a new tent that I bought. This is one that I'm trying out. Probably will take on the TA with me this year. But the other part of this is it's kind of like wild hiking or wild camping. I wouldn't say it's super wild, but it's like it's not near a hut. There's not a long drop. So I'm just going to be looking for a spot right next to Lake Monowai. Matter of fact, like the last kilometer that I'm hiking, it looks like I'm going to be doing my own trailblazing. A couple streams to walk through to get to the spot. But that's kind of the interesting. I'm not sure what it's going to be like, so kind of looking forward to seeing that. So yeah, not a big climb. I think I've got like the 200 meter climb today, and then back up tomorrow. Kind of goes up and down. So nothing really big. It's more just about kind of getting out here and just testing some new equipment, taking a little bit of a breather before I head back. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for joining me, and let's go have some fun. That's where I've been coming from all day long, that nice blue sky. And that's where I'm going hiking, up in these mountains, all that cloud. Oh well. Roger Inlet Hut is the closest where I'm going to be going. Not going to be quite going to that, but it's about the same distance. But look at that, it says 6 hours. So it's not a lot of big climbs. I do walk alongside a creek / river for a while, so I'm wondering if that's going to slow me down a little bit or if there's going to be mud. But it still puts me in, if it's 6 hours, that still puts me in like at 5 o'clock in the evening, which actually would be better because once you get to the campsite, there's not an awful lot to do. So it's not too bad weather. It's looking pretty good. Looks like I get to start going uphill right away. Now that'll be good, but no hurry. There's some big blowdown in here. Wow. What a mess. It's been a while, so it's cleaned up, but oh. What's on the other side of that root system? Not that big of a tree, really. All right. Oh no. Well, that's the end of that. All right. Well, that's the end. I just had a fail on my belt buckle and it's broken and it won't hold. And I got a long ways to go walking through rivers, over blowdown, and my pack is too heavy to have that. Nuts. But oh well, these things happen. So now I'm going to hike back out. Unfortunately, I've only gone, how far have I gone? Put it a little bit further. Only gone about 20 minutes into the hike. But yeah, no, there's no way I'm going to do that. Probably it could fix with duct tape and all that if I was an emergency, but this is not an emergency, and this would be just not enjoyable. So my wife is going to be surprised that I'm coming back. All right. So I took a few steps down. The belt buckle is on. It's holding somewhat. I've got super glue with me if it really becomes a problem. I drove like an hour and a half here, and I've got it attached right now. We're gonna keep on going, see what happens. I'll just keep an eye on time. If this becomes an issue, I know I can get back all right. The trail is pretty easily marked, but we'll see what happens. When I first started, first kilometer, it's like, wow, this trail is really well marked. And yeah, it's starting to remind me a little bit of Fidanaki. We got the orange markers, which is good, but there's been a couple of times and I've just had to kind of guess and got to the right place. But if there's going to be a lot of blowdown, I can see why it's going to be quite a bit longer, which frankly I'd rather be dealing with blowdown than a lot of sketchy river crossings. But we'll see what it's like when I get to the spot. Yep, reminding me a lot of Fidanaki. One of the most often questions I get asked by people is, why do I do this? And the simple answer is, I live a pretty comfortable life. I mean, I work with churches, you know, so it's a lot of people work, but not physically hard labor. I also counsel, which again is a lot of people work, but not physically hard labor. And what backpacking does for me is it keeps me familiar with being uncomfortable. Back when my backpack broke about 20-30 minutes ago, I mean, I was ready just like that, boom. Well, that's it, I'm driving back home. But I mean, seriously, walking back 10 seconds and I thought, wait a minute, this is what I come out here for the the unplanned for events. And there's not a matter of safety, it's just a matter of unpleasant and uncomfortable and unplanned for. So 10 seconds into my return back to the car, I turned right around and said, I'll do it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we're starting to climb. And that way, it's not steep at all. And then on up that way. And here we go. I think he's leading me away from a nest. These robins are something else. All right, my little hiking partner here. Okay, buddy. Thank you. All right, got to a sign. Rogers Inland Hut, 5 hours. Look what someone scratched up above it. Mud. Well, I wouldn't expect anything different down here, would I? All right, let's go have some fun. You can see from where we are, I came up a little bit of a ridge. And I walk on this ridge for a little bit, then back down. And when I get back down the bottom is when I start walking next to a river. So it'll be interesting to see if that's where the mud is, or all along the way, or up here in the top. Anyone take any bets? We'll see how it goes. If you voted, or if you put any money on the fact that I'd had mud at the top while I was walking along that ridge, then whoever you bet, you need to pay them. There was actually some really nice walking. So now I'm heading down, and probably in about 500 meters of distance, I'm gonna come across the first of the stream slash river, whatever it is, and that'll tell me if I've got mud for the next 4.5 to 5 kilometers. Okay, so here we go. We're heading down. As you can see, it's beautiful in here. And what a stunning day too. Absolutely stunning. Okay, there's a big orange triangle over there, but there's nothing over here. A lot of knocked down trees. I'm just kind of following the GPS. I think I got to go over that direction. We'll see. Okay, you can see this is where I lost and then kept coming back over it, and there was nowhere for a trail to be, but I got to the river, and now I know I just walk down that way and I'll eventually come to the trail again. Fun stuff. Ouch. Whew. Bush lawyer. So finally, after about 10 minutes, I see the orange arrow again. And there's a nice big orange triangle. So I crossed that river maybe about 4 times. Refreshing, but man, nothing difficult. This last hour or so since that big open area with all the blowdown where I lost the trail, it's been hard work. A lot of little blowdown. Right now the orange triangles are there, but there's been a few times that I've had to wander around to find the path, find the trail, and then even to find a triangle. Yeah, it's definitely worth the effort, although I haven't had a lot of mud. It's just been the navigation of all of this. All right, it's almost 2 o'clock. I've been going for about just under 3 hours. Still probably have another couple hours left. And I was saying to myself, next time I get a good place to stop for lunch and sit down, I'm going to do it. Which, if you know me, I don't like doing. But look at this spot. I mean, how can you not stop here for lunch? So I'm just going to take a little bit of a break, water up a little bit, feed up, and that should give me the energy that I need for the rest of this. I'll tell you, if you want to see fantails and robins, this is the place to come. Man, they're all over in here. And we still got mud. All right, here we go. It's kind of like Stewart Island, the Rakiura track. There's usually a way around it, but I'm being a little less careful. Just kind of being sloppy with it. I've been up to my ankle a couple of times. It's no big deal.
Tell you what did get me was some of that bush lawyer ripped my leg apart at one point. That stuff's nasty. So I'm heading down this trail. Right over there somewhere is the lake that I'm wanting to cut across to. Well, I'm not cutting across through that stuff. So I may be changing my plans. We'll see. Looks like this trail at some point connects right up with the lake. And if that's the case, and the beach looks good, I can backtrack. But at this point, that's just impenetrable stuff there. Well, look at that. But I see something over here to the side. So hopefully this will take me up where I need to go rather than go through all that. Oh, man. All these vines grabbing a hold. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Well, that last bit got a little deep. Oh well. I made it to the lake. I drew a little arrow here. I'm not sure if that'll stay, but I'll take a little video of this area. Just straight up through there, kind of bush bash. But that's kind of where I wanted to go down there, and I'm still gonna try. Well, I walked a little bit, and it's just more of this. And on the topo map, that's what it looks like I'll end up with over the other side. So I think I'm just going to go to the hut, but I'll see if I can find a tenting spot outside. That's my plan. But yeah, I just I don't think this is going to be conducive to setting up a tent anywhere. Yep. So there's the orange arrow over there, and I get to play dodge the ankle snap and going over to it. Oh boy, it's only been 10 kilometers, but let me tell you, it has been some work these last 5. Between the mud and the blowdown and the ferns and trying to find the trail. But I'm so glad I did this, because I'm getting some experience that I would not have gotten otherwise. This is some of the more unpleasant hiking I've done, but I'm doing it. I'm surviving and having a good time. That is one of the biggest of those mushrooms that I've seen. I think we're out of the mud for the most part now, hopefully, and we're just doing the approach up to the hut. We should get there pretty soon. Okay, we got some sketchy kind of navigation here through some blowdown, laying over under. Wow. Okay, over. All right. one more. I gotta go under on this one. I can get my backpack in. Yep, good. Oh, alrighty. Fiordlands. Woo. Oh, what I thought would take me about 15 minutes took me about 40. That last kilometer was brutal. But now we're coming into the hut, so have a little look. Hopefully there's a good tenting spot somewhere nearby. This must be the bivvy. Possible tenting spot there. There's a Rogers Inlet hut. Woo! Two better. Pretty basic. All right. There's that. And then there's this one here. Nice hut in here. All right. But I think I found a nice tent spot. And I really do want to set up a tent. It goes over this way. Well, I've been all over the two places, down to the water and back. Not a lot of flat places. I mean, good gracious. There's about 10 beds here. But I came out here to use a tent. And I think that's the place it's going to be. Well, what a day. I was thinking 9.5 kilometers. Looked easy. But, boy, after 5 kilometers today, it got pretty fun. Between the mud and, well, I've already been through all of that. But, oh, sandflies. All right, I got to get moving. And we'll see how this goodbye sandfly works for me. Too bad. I'm okay with the setup. Got all my clothes kind of airing out. It won't dry, but airing out. But yeah, not too bad of a view here. But real marshy. I'm glad I didn't try to go over to that other place that I was going to go to, because it would have been, well, some bush bashing, which I did enough of that today on the trail, and also pretty marshy. So that's all right. This is a nice spot here, and took me just under 5 hours actually to get here. So I figured tomorrow probably take about the same, if not a little bit less, because I'll kind of have an idea of where I'm going. But yeah, once I get this first hour done, then the rest of it's just the mud, and then the last 5 kilometers are really easy. So it was a good day today. So for dinner tonight, I'm just having one of these. and a cup of tea. But man, the sandflies are swarming out here. So I'm probably going to eat inside my tent. If I can figure that out. But I put the goodbye sandfly on my hands, and they land on it, and then they take right off. So this is natural stuff. Ordered it online, and I'd rather do that than DEET. And so far, it seems to be doing pretty well. Sunset in about 3 minutes. The fire just about died out. I think I'm gonna head in the tent and just listen to some podcasts until I fall asleep. You can see my food bag is over here. Don't want to have food in the tent because then some little critters will decide they want to get into it. And it's barely hanging. So if something tries to crawl down, they're going to fall off, and that's going to make a lot of noise. So this is my new tent. It's technically a two-person, although 2 people would be pretty tight. But it's Durston Durston Pro 2. So it's got a lot of cool features. It's a single wall, which means there'll be some condensation, but it's got this little tube thing here that connects in, creates a little bit of ventilation. There's one on the other side. The nice thing about this is the door system, so it doesn't drop to the ground like my other one did. And you can see it's offset. So once we get inside, I'll show you. Probably there's a lot of good headroom in there. Okay. Well, that's just about gone. I'll keep an eye on that. All right, so here's inside the tent. See, there's a couple of pockets up here as well. I'm still trying to kill the sandflies that keep going to the top. But you can see there's a lot of room in here for one person. I got all my stuff kind of stored up there. So this is great, nice and big. You could live in this thing, but yeah, I'm happy with it.